having some technical difficulties tonight. We hopped on our other page and it just wasn't, I don't know, it was just kind of freezing on our end and we couldn't really see if, there was anything going on. So we hopped on my page and we'll share it to our Nerd Herd page. I'll do that real quick so that everybody can see on there as well. But when you hop on, say hi and just give us a couple minutes to get everything situated. Sorry that we are late because we always have some sort of issue going on with our computer.
So I'll let you do that because I can't figure out how to do it. Got it?
Almost.
All right. All right, so we're going to talk about Disney with kids.
So the first thing that I just want to tell y'all, if you see the red live at the top, that means that we are live right now. You can interact with us. When you hop on, say hello so that we can make sure that we have comments. Hey, Terry, we're back. So just say hey or, ask questions, interact with us, give us your feedback. Obviously, this is just our personal experience, our personal opinions. But, if you have any thoughts on anything that we're talking about, feel free to, to give us your tips as well. If you don't see the red button at the top above our heads, when you tap our face, it just says recorded live. That's just our replay of the video. You can watch the video, you can leave your comments, but we won't be interacting with you. We will get back to all the comments that we get. It just may take a little bit. So we're excited to be back. Like I said just a few minutes ago, we had some technical difficulties, so we had to go live on my page. We will share this to our Nerd Herd page. If you don't currently like our page, go check us out, Wampler Nerd Herd. I'll try to pin a link to our page in the comments. And it's just our platform for sharing. Our oldest son really enjoys sharing videos too. So it's just a place where we can put all of our pictures and our posts, and we just have a good time as a family doing that together. So tonight we're going to talk about going to Disney with small kids. When we went back in 2016, our son Cage was 7 and Ronan was about a month and a half shy of being 2. So both good age groups to kind of give you our input. So we're excited to share with you. We're glad to be back. So like our video, share our video, like our page, and then say hi when you hop on so that we can see comments. Okay?
All right, let's get started.
Let's do it.
You want to start with packing?
Yes. So what to pack. If you've never been to Disney, or if you're a parent and going anywhere that you're packing everything but the kitchen sink. So these are just some things that we think are important when traveling to Disney, what to pack, what to take with you. So you start. I'm going to pin our...
Well, we talked about it in the last video, but it's important, so we'll say it again. You definitely want to pack ponchos. They're very expensive in the park, and it rains in Florida a lot. You can get them for 98 cents each at Walmart. Buy plenty of them. You can throw them away at the end of the day and have another one for the next day, and you don't have to carry around this wad of cellophane that's soaking wet. And you can use them to cover your strollers if you're going in a restaurant or a ride, and you keep your kids' seat dry while you're in there. You'll pay $10 or more in the park for their ponchos because they got Mickey on them and snaps down the side. But you can get 10 for that price at Walmart before you go. You normally pack extra clothes for your kids, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if it comes a downpour and they get all wet because you didn't you weren't able to get your ponchos out, you definitely want to have maybe an extra pair of shorts or maybe some just little socks. So I would pack those in your bag. And then if you're carrying a backpack or whatever, just roll them up small and toss them in your bag for the day. It just doesn't hurt. A t-shirt at Disney for a kid is still going to run you what, 25 to
it's theme park prices.
$25 to $35 for a shirt. Funny story, when we went, so whenever you travel, and we'll talk about it like transportation later, but the Magic Express can pick you up if you're staying on Disney property, and they get your bags for you, which is amazing. You don't have to wait, for your bags or whatever, and then try to haul all of your luggage, and they take it straight to your room. So that afternoon, several hours after you land, your bags will magically appear in your room. However, when we went, Ronan, he was not even 2 yet. He had an accident or his cup had spilled or something, and he was just wet and uncomfortable and upset. So as soon as we got to our resort, we had to go buy something.
I remember that now.
And there was like one outfit in the gift shop that would fit in, and it was like $45 for this outfit. But we didn't have a choice. So, for your first day, definitely maybe pack those extra clothes in your carry-on bag, something that you're going to have on you. Throw a little pair of shorts, or, if your kids are still potty training, throw some of that kind of stuff in a Ziploc bag. Moms, throw that in your purse, whatever you need to do. But make sure you have some sort of extra clothes because you just never know. Another thing that we did was, especially if you have a dining plan, that's great. You're going to be able to eat at the resorts or at your, at the parks. But we packed snacks because, as you know, kids are hungry all the time.
Yeah, so Disney lets you bring food in.
They will.
So if you're not wanting to do a dining plan, you can bring your own food in, and that's a good way to save money. Bringing snacks for the kids is great. We didn't bring them in the parks, but we pack Pop-Tarts in our suitcases.
Breakfast cereal bars.
Yeah, so we just eat breakfast cereal bars or Pop-Tarts in the room each day, and the kids aren't hungry when we get to the parks.
Something that travels easy. Your individually wrapped things. I wouldn't put, a box of donuts or something in there, but the stuff that's going to travel easy, some Pop-Tarts, some little snack bars, just the different kind of snacky food. And then you can put those in your bag as well. If you're between, meals at the parks or, you just never know with your kids. You've got something right there in your bag. Snacks at Disney, you get a couple of snack credits. So I would definitely use those. But if you're not doing a dining plan and you're going to be there, a snack, I think probably the cheapest snack is going to be about $5. And that's not, a snack for $5. But if you've got 3 kids, well, then that's $15 every time they want a snack. So it can just add up really quickly. Whereas if you, get you a box of Pop-Tarts and some little snacky things and take them with you, it'll probably save you a little bit of money.
And in that same vein, another tip is, it's hot in Florida. It's humid. You're going to be thirsty. Your kids are going to get thirsty. Bottles of water in the parks are like $3.75 a piece or something like that. They're outrageous. Every single quick service restaurant will give you water for free. You just have to ask. Every single one in any park. So you really, unless you just want a bottle that you can seal back up and carry with you, there's really no reason to ever buy water at Disney. You can get it free. So,
right, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the, it's going to be, in a cup with a straw, but it's going to be ice cold. They're going to put some ice in it. And, you can dump it into a different cup if you want to and trash their cup or.
Yeah, we bought one bottle. And then poured the water into the bottle at every time we wanted to go get one.
Or if you're like us and you have a serious cup problem, take some cups from home. Throw them in your bag.
Or your refillable mugs.
Yeah, your refillable
if you're on the
mugs.
dining plan.
Yeah, we would fill our refillable mugs up in the morning with some soda for the bus ride. Dump it out, and when you get inside, rinse it out once you're in the park. And you can dump your water in there, and those travel really well. They've got little handles on them. You can get those big carabiner clips and just clip them all together and, throw them in your bag. So it's real easy to travel with those cups. Speaking of it being hot, make sure that you have some sunscreen. All of these things you can buy at the parks, but if you take it with you, it'll save you a little bit of money.
Yeah, if your kids will wear hats, hats help keep the sun out of their eyes, keep the sun off their face.
Yeah.
I hardly go anywhere without a hat.
Yes.
We got caught last trip, and it was pouring rain, and neither one of us had a hat, which is rare for me, but I accidentally left mine in the car at the airport.
In Dallas.
Yeah, so we had to buy hats in the park, which, I mean, I'm still wearing the hat I bought. But they're expensive, so.
Yes, they are. But if you plan on being at the park from open to close, I mean, that's a long day. It's going to be hot. Make sure you got your sunscreen. Make sure you have your hats. If it's raining, it'll keep the water out off their face. Oh, Taylor, I'm glad. We heard that before we went, and we were like, we're going to try that and see if it works. And sure enough, it did, and we got free water, so it's really nice. One of the things that we talked about, like if you've got small kids, okay, so the lines at Disney can be crazy. There's going to be lots of waiting, lots of standing, especially for those big rides or in the morning when you're waiting to get into the parks. So if you are bringing electronics or something for your kids to do, we didn't bring electronics for our kids to play because we're at Disney. But if you plan on having your phone, bring a charger, maybe a battery pack. But they do have throughout the parks charging stations. So if you've at least got your cord, you can plug in somewhere in the park and charge it, whether that's for your electronics, for your kids, or for your own phone. You can do that. You can also buy little battery packs at certain places. Like I saw one at our resort. It was pretty expensive just to buy it, to plug in your cord. So I don't recommend doing that, but you never know if you're in a pinch and you haven't gotten, your plugs yet.
With the little pocket-sized battery chargers that you get, I carried 3 in my cargo shorts, my dad's own
Yeah.
cargo shorts. I love cargo shorts. But I carried 3 with us on the last trip, so because we took pictures with our phones nonstop. But I mean, like I said, if you are if your kids are just complaining and whining and you want to give them a phone to play with for a minute, no parent shaming here. We don't blame you. You're going to run your battery down, so it's smart to do that.
Yes. One of the other tips, the biggest tip that I think, for us when we went is a stroller. It's a lot of walking. I mean, an average walk at a Disney park, you're probably going to spend at least 8 miles.
Yeah, I took a pedometer and I was doing
like 8 to 12 miles a day.
8 miles or more. If it's a full day, open or close in the park.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a lot of walking for your littles. So we brought a stroller with us for Ronan because he was just not even 2 yet. And it was perfect. He's very relaxed and chill anyway. So he was able to take his naps because it would lay back. It was just great because we planned on being there the whole time. If you are that family that can go back to the hotel and take a break, like that's great. We didn't do that because we had a stroller and he did fine. So we flew our stroller. That would be,
most airlines fly them for free.
Most do. You can check it at the gate. So that would be my recommendation, is just to bring your stroller, whatever stroller you're comfortable with. Make sure you measure it before you go, because some of the big strollers, they do kind of have their guidelines for how big you can bring a stroller. But you can do that. Just measure your stroller that you have at home and make sure that it's not too big. You can rent strollers at the parks. For a single stroller, just one rider, it is $15 a day. If you want to check it for your entire trip, they knock it down to $13 a day, and you put down a $100 deposit if you get one at Disney Springs. If you do, go ahead and pay for your whole week, you just hang on to your receipt when you get to the parks. You just show them your receipt, and they'll get you a stroller. It seems just expensive to me to have to do that when we could bring our stroller from home. They do have double strollers as well. Those are $31 a day for a double stroller, or the $27 a day if you want to pay for it in advance. So those are kind of our packing tips. If you have questions, drop your questions. If you're just now hopping on, make sure you say hi. Let us know that you're there. Give us some hearts or likes so that we can see who's watching. Did you have anything?
I do. I have one more packing tip. So if you're flying, you're most likely going to buy souvenirs. Something that we do every time we go is we nest a smaller suitcase inside our big suitcase, so that when we go out, you're only checking however many bags. You're checking one less bag. You're bringing an empty suitcase to Disney World with you, and then we fill that one with all of our souvenirs. And so you only pay for that suitcase one way because it was inside the other one. They don't know it's there. Or well, I guess they do, but I don't know. You don't pay for it. You only pay for it one way. And it's nice to have a completely empty suitcase there to put souvenirs in. You planned ahead. You're not buying stuff and then at the end of the trip thinking, "Oh my God, how do I get this home?" It's not a coincidence that they sell suitcases in the gift shops at the hotels.
I was just about to say they do sell suitcases.
People do it all the time. You buy stuff and then you have no room for it, or it's too big, or it makes your suitcase too heavy, and now you're going to have to pay an outrageous fee. Or you can ship it home, and they offer that there too. But anyway, nest a suitcase inside of a bigger one. It's a great idea. We do it every time.
We have. We did it when we went with everybody. And we just packed the stuff inside the smaller bag, and then we packed some stuff kind of around it, and it works really well. And it's nice to have, like he said, that empty bag to put souvenirs in, because you will be surprised how much stuff you will end up with at the end of your trip.
Yeah, and keep in mind, I mean, this isn't really kid-related, but if you are packing souvenirs on your way back, if you're into the snow globes, your wife likes those, whatever, you can't, most airlines won't. They consider that the water in it, so much water, whatever. Most airlines make you ship them home.
Yeah.
So if you're going to buy that at Disney, you're probably going to have to ship it home.
And you can do that from wherever you buy it from. It's not that expensive. Yeah. If you're at the Art of Disney and you find something that you really like, we found a couple of things that we really liked when we went in 2016, and we just had it shipped home. It was easier that way. It was just really big, and they shipped it to our house. And it wasn't that expensive, and it made it just fine. So, we're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about going to the parks with your kids. So, if you have questions, get those ready. But we just kind of have some different things that we'll talk about as far as going to the parks with young kids. So, like I said earlier, just be prepared for the lines, be prepared for the meltdowns. They're going to get tired, they're going to get cranky,
they're going to be ungrateful and complain, and prepare yourself for it. Try not to lose your temper. You're on vacation. I'm not always the best at that. I love my kids to death. Sometimes I love them so much I just want to squeeze them.
Don't be crazy. And it's happening all around you. So don't feel bad if your kid has a meltdown because they want another Mickey at this other gift shop that you're at, and you say no. There's going to be kids and families all around you, and they're all having meltdowns, and it's going to be fine. It's Disney. It's okay.
Now, depending on the age of your kids, because the little ones aren't going to understand no matter what because they think you're made of money. But if you've got the older ones, like Cage's age, we haven't actually done this before, but I think it's a great idea. I've heard people do it. You can get Disney gift cards. And you can get Disney gift cards and give your kid, here's your gift card. It's got
this much money on it.
$100 on it, whatever it is. That's your souvenir money. And just let them, if they're older, let them spend it however they want to spend it. They know they've got their own card. They know what's on it. They get what they want with it. When it's gone, it's gone.
A good way to save some money when you're buying those gift cards, if you are a Target Red Card member, you're going to save 5%. So if you go buy you all your gift cards at Target, you're going to save some money right off the bat right there. And you can use those at the park. They have specific Disney gift cards, and you can use them there at the park. So that'll save you 5%. If you plan on spending, I don't know, what, $1,000?
Yeah, we saw a guy had a stack of gift cards hanging. It was unreal, and I'm sure each one was maxed out. They were probably bringing $5,000 or $6,000 with them to shop with, but the savings they probably saved doing it that way, it's a big savings.
It is. It is. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Some of the questions that we had the other day was about different rides, and so we're going to talk about rides for a minute. There are very different kinds of rides at Disney. It's not just like Six Flags with big rides, or there's a wide variety of rides. There was a lot of rides that Ronan, under the age of 2, got to ride with us. Winnie the Pooh, Seas with Nemo and Friends, the Little Mermaid ride. All the shows, of course, they can go to all the shows, but there's a lot of rides. Peter Pan's Flight, which is an amazing ride. Get your fast pass for that ride.
Yeah,
Side
that
note,
one's long lines.
get your fast pass for that one, because you will not regret it. It's the best ride.
Should do a fast pass. Sure.
I know we should do a fast pass one. Anyway, the Haunted Mansion, there's just a ton of rides that you just walk on. There's no drops, or it doesn't go fast. It's just like a moving belt, and you just kind of ride through. So there's
some of them they're classic Disney dark rides.
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean. Little bitty ones. It's sitting by you, they'll probably be all right. They might be a little when it's dark and it's kind of eerie, but
yeah,
it's fun. There's nothing too scary at Disney. Nothing really too creepy for kids.
No. Then you have your bigger rides, the newer ones that are, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It's a roller coaster. It's at Magic Kingdom, and then over at Animal Kingdom, Escape from Everest, or whatever that ride is. Expedition Everest. I can't ever call it the right thing. But your little kids are not going to be able to ride those rides. But Disney does have a service that they offer for families that are traveling with young children. It is called Rider Swap. So what you would do, our recommendation is to have at least one fast pass for those rides. So like if Kevin and I were going, I'll just tell you about when we went in 2016. Kevin's parents went with us, and we had an amazing time.
That's the best way to do it with kids.
Just bring a Mimi with you.
If you can bring a Mimi and a paw, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's tip number 1. Bring a Mimi and a paw with you to Disney, because it's going to make the whole thing better. But
yes, we all had fun.
For those big rides that the smaller kids aren't going to be able to go on, you use your fast pass, and the first set of people would go in. So like Kevin and I would go, and we would ride with Cage while his parents sat with Ronan. And then they give you tell them whenever you check in at your fast pass, you say, I want to use Rider Swap. So they'll give you a tag. So you'll keep this tag with you. It's on a little lanyard, I think. You just put it around your neck. You ride the ride, and then you come out, and then you give whoever you're swapping with the lanyard, and then they get to go back through the fast pass line. So even if, let's say you didn't have a fast pass for something, you wanted to use Rider Swap, whenever you get off the ride, you give them that little tag, they get to go back through the fast pass line. So they don't have to wait as long.
Yeah, it's a great deal.
It's a great service. It was really helpful, for us. We had Kevin's parents there, and it was kind of fun because Cage got to go back through the line a couple of times. We rode Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and he went with us, and then he liked it so much, he was like, can I go back again? So he went back with them, and he got to go through the fast line, so he got to do it twice. But it's just a nice service that they offer for families. If it's just you and your husband, or you and a friend, and you've got young kids, then, one of you can go with the older kids, and then you just come out and you swap. And it's just a great service that I don't think is talked about a lot. And so a lot of people may not know about Rider Swap, but definitely take advantage of it if you're taking small children with you that aren't going to be able to do those big rides.
And the cast members are always so great about it. Disney trains their people to be pleasant They don't ever make you feel like you're inconvenienced or you're taking advantage of something. They're happy to let you do it. So I mean, it's you don't feel bad at all for doing it. It is a great service they offer.
Yeah, we really enjoy it. So while we're on the topic of rides and being in the parks, something to keep in mind is that most, maybe not,
90%.
quite a few of the rides end in a gift shop.
Exit through the gift.
Exit through the gift shop. And so your kids are all excited because they just got off this awesome ride and they want a souvenir. And honestly, like, I had to catch myself a couple of times when we went in 2016 because I was doing it too. I'm not a huge Winnie the Pooh fan, but I just got off the Winnie the Pooh ride and I need to buy something because it was just the coolest thing that we'd ever done. So just
no company on the face of the planet knows how to sell like Disney.
Yes.
They know how to market. They know how to, I mean, nobody
Yes.
does it better. So be prepared to feel like you want to buy stuff you thought you never would buy.
I know. I was like, I don't even really like Winnie the Pooh that much. And I want to buy one of everything. So just keep that in mind. You know, you're on these rides and you're having a good time and you're going to exit to the gift shop. Just be
Prepare
prepared.
yourself.
Just be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared for your kids.
Yes. Or your wife.
Or your husband if you're in the Star Wars. Oh my gosh. She
Take your Star Wars and Grace husband.
in 2016, I'm just going to tell the story. We shopped a fair amount. We brought a lot of souvenir money with us, and the kids had bought, and Francis had bought, and I really didn't buy much on that trip. For me, I was waiting for Star Wars. They have it's like when I get to the Star Wars store, we're in there, and it's huge. I'm overwhelmed, and Francis says, "Well, we're going to go take the kids over here. Take your time. Meet us in an hour." And I looked and I enjoyed the shop. And
I gave him a dollar amount, and I thought
it was a nice dollar amount.
I thought it was pretty generous because he hadn't really spent any money. You know, he was really holding out for this store. We'd already been to this store once, so he's looking again. You know, I'm like, you can spend this much money on whatever you want, and we're gonna leave you and let you do it. You get whatever you want, okay?
I didn't buy anything.
He didn't buy anything.
It was too much. I couldn't
Nothing.
decide. I was overwhelmed.
No, I see him like walking over because we're meeting some characters or something, and I'm just like, "Where's your bag? Did they mail it? Did they send it to the room? They sent it to the room.
No.
What'd you get?
I just couldn't decide.
You couldn't.
And when we got home, we've been home for a week. I was like, oh, I should have bought this or I should have bought that.
It was ridiculous.
I was overwhelmed. I didn't want to buy. I just didn't want to make mistakes. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know.
So
I'm talking too much. You go
no,
ahead.
it's fine. We can talk about cool extra things you can do with your kids if you want to spend the money on it. And there's a lot of free things too, but there's some really cool extras you can do
Yes.
with your kids. There's Magic Kingdom has the what's it called?
The Bippity Boppity Boutique.
Okay, so if you have daughters,
We don't.
we don't, but we've been there and seen the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and seen the little girls doing their princess deals, and it's adorable.
Let me just add a side note on here. I really don't think there should be an age limit because I really wanted to do it, and Kevin's like, "Do you see that girl? She's like 4.
I get it though.
You can't be like
The
bippity
Pirates League,
boppity
same
booping
thing.
with all these little girls." I was really sad.
But they get their little tiaras and their wands and the dresses, and they get all.
They get their hair done.
Gussied
They put a
up.
little makeup on. They put on their princess dress. It's the cutest thing.
So, if you got boys, there's Magic Kingdom also has the Pirate League, which we didn't do it with our kids, but it's pretty cool. We got to take a look in there too. Kind of the same thing, but pirate
Pirate
thing.
theme.
They get like an eye patch or a scar across their eye. They get a sword, and they get to run around with the other kids and meet Jack Sparrow with really good looking, like doppelgangers for Johnny Depp. So that's pretty cool. At Hollywood Studios, they have the Trials of the Jedi or Path of the
The
Jedi,
Path of the
something
Jedi,
like that. So your kids can build their own lightsaber, and they go through Jedi training.
They get to fight Darth Vader at the end.
Yeah, it is. We've
so cool.
watched that quite a few times. It's always enjoyable to watch the kids fight Darth Vader. So that's all cool. Now that stuff all costs extra money. You got to get in line earlier, get there early to sign up for it. But it's really neat stuff. Now we did one; it didn't cost anything. It's like the Seven Seas Adventure. There's a little shack right outside of Adventureland, right past Pirates of the Caribbean. It's only open in the afternoons, but they give you a treasure map, and you can go with your kids and wander Adventureland. And the treasure map has...
You got a card that had a little, like a QR code or something on it, right?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was on your Magic Band.
Maybe.
You scan your Magic Band. With the card we got at the end. But anyway, you go around and find these spots on the map. It's like overlaid over Adventureland. And when you find them, you scan your deal, and really cool stuff happens. There was one where like a skeleton comes up out of the water, or a cannonball's fired. All this stuff's happening.
It's really cool.
All around, all these people walking through the park and all these rides. It's just kind of like a side adventure you could have in Cage. Loved it. I mean, he flipped out for it. And there's like 6 or 7 different ones you can do. And then once you collect, you get a card when you're done. And once you've collected them all, you get some special prize. I don't know. We didn't collect them all. But he kept the map in the card, and we put it in the shadow box frame for him. He really likes it.
He took a picture. Him and Kevin took a picture with the pirate. So it was just really cool.
And it's all free. It's just something that's there you can do.
There's a lot of stuff to do at Disney, but there's a lot of those little things that not everybody knows about. The Seven Seas Quest or whatever it's called.
Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom.
Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom.
So I mean, there's like windows of shops have animation on them. You don't even know it's there unless you're playing that game with your kids. And
it's really cool.
There's some really cool stuff like that there.
If your kids are into like scavenger hunts and things like that, that's definitely something to look into whenever you get there, or before you get there. Just plan it into your day that you're going to spend some time doing these different things. So we really enjoyed. Cage really enjoyed the Seven Seas pirate thing. I don't know what it's called. I keep calling it the wrong thing.
It's like Seven Seas Adventure or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. But it was really fun. He had a good time. So the last thing that we were going to talk about as far as being at Disney with your kids is dining. We've already kind of talked about snacks. If you're not doing a dining plan, you can bring your lunch. You can pack your lunch in your bag. Just remember, you do have to walk through security with your bag, and they're going to dig through everything. So don't package it all away and just shove it all in there like Tetris, because they're going to dig it all up. So but pack your lunch if you want to. That'll save you some money. Little sandwiches or whatever. All the rooms have little fridge things in them. Pack you some snacks. But if you are on the dining plan, kids under the age of 3, you don't have to pay for them on the dining plan, but they don't get their own plate. They would eat off of your plate. So like Ronan was under 3, and he shared with us a lot of the quick service places would give us like extra sides for him. It just depends on who was working, but they would give us like extra bags of grapes. So he would have his own or whatever, and he would eat with us. Some of the table services as well would, just kind of give us some extra bread or something when he was with us. So, but that's not something that's included. So just keep that in mind. You can maybe let your other kiddo that's on the dining plan maybe eat something a little bigger, and then they could share. But they also have the same amount of meal credits as you do. So, you have your quick service, they have their quick service. But it's still quite a bit of food. So that's a way to save a little money as your kid's under 3, not letting them, you don't purchase a meal plan for them. Let them share with you. Let the other kids get maybe something a little bigger, and then they can share. Or just pack in, your snacks or whatever you want to do to eat.
And talking about dining with kids, we highly recommend you go to a character dining.
Yes.
It really
so much
the kids
fun.
love it. The adults love it. It's fun. We have some of our favorites. We would highly recommend Chef Mickey's.
Chef Mickey's.
I don't know if we'll
It's
ever go
amazing.
on a trip and not try to go to Chef Mickey's.
It's at the Contemporary Resort. So no matter what resort you're staying at, you can ride your bus over to the Magic Kingdom and then hop on the monorail and ride over to the Contemporary. You can even walk. It's in,
Yeah,
you know,
the
like
buses drop you off at Magic Kingdom. It's 5-minute walk to Contemporary.
5-minute walk to the Contemporary.
But the monorail's really fun to ride.
The monorail's really fun to ride.
Your kids will like it.
Another character breakfast that was probably my favorite on this last trip was Ohana's at the Polynesian. Again, ride the bus to Magic Kingdom, get on the monorail, ride the monorail around to the Polynesian Resort and eat at Ohana's. Ohana's is one of those places that's going to sell out fast.
Hard to get into. So.
It's very hard to get into, so make those dining reservations. I cannot stress that enough to you guys. If you're eating there on property and you want to have, nice sit-down meals once a day, or there's places that you want to go, you can make your dining reservations 6 months in advance. So I highly recommend you do that.
It's a great way, too, if you don't want to stay in line to meet the characters in the parks with your kids. You go to Chef Mickey's and you meet Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and Donald and Daisy, all the classic characters, Pluto.
You don't meet Goofy, you meet Pluto.
Wasn't Goofy there? I don't know. All the classic characters are there.
I just call them Goofy.
And they all come by your table. So
you can take pictures with them. It's so nice.
And they have the Mickey waffles, which the kids love them.
The kids.
And we love them. And Ohana is Stitch based, so you got Lilo and Stitch. Stitch
Mickey
waffles. Mickey was there, but they're all in like island, like Hawaiian shirts and
with the lace.
So it's a little different character dining. They also have the Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace was really good,
and that's inside the Magic Kingdom. So the smart thing to do there is get as early of a reservation as you can, and you can get in the Magic Kingdom before rope drop, before it's even open.
I didn't even write that tip down, but if you make a reservation before the park opens, anywhere, you get to get in, and there's nobody there, so you can take pictures of stuff. Like, you can't get on any of the rides, obviously, because they're not running yet, but you can get inside, you can take some pictures, and if you eat your breakfast quick, you may be the first in line to one of those rides that maybe you didn't score a fast pass to, or something that's going to be crazy.
Being alone inside Disney is an experience all itself. It's really crazy.
Is. It's cool. I mean, you're just walking down Main Street with a handful of other people that have a reservation.
Right. And so, but Crystal Palace is all Winnie the Pooh. That's what I was going to say. So if your kids are big Winnie the Pooh fans, they want to see, Tigger and Eeyore and Pooh and Piglet and all them. You get all that at Crystal Palace. And the food's amazing at all of them. So
yeah, those are all buffets. Ohana's is like a family style, so they bring you out this big tray.
The tastiest one.
They're all so good.
They are good.
We say buffet, but they all have something a little bit different. So it's just really, really good food. The food at Disney is really good. We are going to do another live video about our deluxe dining plan, and
just do like our restaurant review.
Our restaurant reviews, and if the dining plan was worth what we purchased. So that'll be an interesting video for you guys to watch. We'll try to let everybody know when we're getting closer to doing something like that. But we just got to have a little bit of time to kind of get all that stuff together.
And let us know if you're planning a trip and there's a place you're wondering about eating. We've ate a lot of different ones. Or if there's any questions you have about the dining plan, or because it can get complicated because there's signature dining and character dining and regular dining and quick service dining.
And
so some take 2 tickets and some take 1 ticket. And there's show dining, and I mean it can get complicated, and I just let Francis do it all, organize it all.
So don't message Kevin if you have questions about dining credits. Message me. I'm just playing.
But let us know.
Yeah, just let us know what questions you have. We enjoyed sharing with you guys tonight. Sorry we were late. But we hope that you enjoyed some of this. We hope that you take something away from it. I'm not sure what our next video will be about, but we'll keep you posted, and maybe we'll hop on in another, couple of days and talk to you guys about something else. So if you have questions, leave them in the comments below, and we will get to you guys. Have a good evening.
See y'all later.
Bye.